The cassava field had grown so much that it took several animals to pull it out of the ground. The day of making the flour was very special. All the neighbors gathered at the flour house. They worked together, laughed, talked, and everyone helped however they could. The first to arrive was the donkey. He brought wood, lit the fire, and carefully swept the floor, because some tasks do not only feed the body, they also nourish the memories. The horse peeled the cassava, the ox grated it, and the donkey cooked the flour. Everyone laughed under the thatched roof, as if time passed more slowly there. Then another donkey arrived. He was in love with the donkey's sister, but he was too shy to speak to her. He asked softly, "Hello, where is your sister?" The donkey smiled and replied, "She will be here soon. But why do you keep asking me about my sister if you don't have the courage to confess your love to her?" The second donkey lowered his head and said, "I am afraid to speak." The horse and the ox burst out laughing. "Today you are going to win her heart. She is crazy about you." The donkey asked shyly, "Then teach me how to do it." The donkey picked up a rose, knelt down in front of him, and acting out a scene said, "My heart beats for you like a clamp being tightened."
But at that very same moment, the sister arrived, and what she saw broke her heart instantly. She saw her own sister kneeling before the man she had secretly loved. She did not listen to any explanation. She did not try to understand. She left at once, hurt and full of pain. The donkey cried out, "It is not what you think. I was only teaching him how to win your heart." Then he turned to the horse and the ox and said, "Tell her the truth." But the two of them stayed silent. And sometimes a single sentence spoken at the right moment can save an entire life. After that day, the two sisters parted ways. One went to live on the other side of the river. The distance was not great on the map, but in their hearts it felt immense. The years went by, and the hatred grew. The wounded sister would often say, "One day I will build a great wall so that I never have to see my sister again." But the other sister never stopped thinking of her. She remembered the games of their childhood, the laughter, the secrets, the days when they were inseparable. And that hurt even more, because losing someone you still love is a silent and invisible pain. One day, a man arrived in the village. He had a gentle face, simple clothes, and an air of quiet peace surrounding him. He said quietly, "I am a carpenter. Do you have any work for me?" The donkey led him to the river and said, "Do you see that land over there? It belongs to my sister. Build a great wall so that I never have to see her again." The carpenter looked at the river for a long time, then answered calmly, "Leave this place for 3 days. When you return, my work will be finished." But what she saw when she came back shocked her completely. It was not a wall. It was a magnificent bridge, a solid and beautiful bridge connecting the two lands. She grew angry and said, "Why did you build a bridge? I asked for a separation, not a connection." But while she was still shouting, she saw her sister running across the bridge with her arms wide open and her eyes filled with tears. Her sister cried out, "I knew you still loved me. You built this bridge for me." At that moment, everything came rushing back. Their childhood, their laughter, their love. The donkey burst into sobs. She realized she had wasted years carrying a pain that could have been healed by a single embrace. So she opened her arms and ran toward her sister. The two sisters held each other tightly in the middle of the bridge. They wept together, releasing all the words never spoken, all the pain, and all the love that had been locked away for years. And little by little, the hatred left their hearts. Then the donkey looked at the carpenter and said, "Forgive me. You did not just build a bridge. You repaired a family. Tell me your name so that I will never forget you." The man smiled gently. A soft, warm light seemed to glow around him. He picked up his bag and replied, "My name is the Angel." Then he spread his wings and disappeared into the light. In life, many families are torn apart because of pride and misunderstanding. Sometimes a simple truth and a little forgiveness can heal years of suffering. Because resentment weighs heavily on the heart, but forgiveness sets you free. Share this with someone you love.